Welcome to this exploration of a lesser-known chapter of World War II, the story of Axis prisoners of war held on American soil. While the battles raged overseas, over 425,000 German, Italian, and Japanese POWs were interned in more than 700 camps across the United States. These men weren't just captives, they became part of the home front war effort, laboring on farms, building ships, and even contributing to the massive industrial machine that powered the Allies to victory. Using rare photos and historical accounts, we'll uncover their daily lives, the massive production feats like the Willow Run bomber plant and Victory ships, and how this hidden workforce helped win the war. This is their story. As World War II engulfed the globe, America faced a dual challenge, fighting abroad while sustaining the home front. With millions of young men drafted into service, farms lay fallow, factories begged for workers, and the nation teetered on the edge of shortages. Enter an unlikely solution, the enemies themselves. Starting in 1942, the U.S. began shipping captured Axis soldiers across the Atlantic in empty Liberty ships returning from Europe. By war's end, these POWs numbered in the hundreds of thousands, housed in camps from the sunny South to the frigid Midwest. Look at this photo, fade to first image, Japanese POWs in a tropical camp, lined up with PW on their shorts, a guard pointing. It captures Japanese prisoners in a U.S. camp, likely in Hawaii or the South Pacific Theater, standing in formation under barbed wire. These men, indoctrinated to fight to the death, were among the rare few who surrendered. Unlike the brutal treatment in Japanese camps, the U.S. adhered to the Geneva Convention, providing food, shelter, and even recreation. But why bring them here? Logistics. Overcrowded Allied prisons in Europe needed relief, and America had the space, and the labor needs. Camps sprang up everywhere, Camp Algona in Iowa, Camp Hearn in Texas, even Fort McCoy in Wisconsin. Guards were often older or injured soldiers, and security was lax, many POWs worked unguarded on farms. This wasn't charity, it was necessity. As one farmer recalled, without them, our crops would have rotted in the fields. But tensions simmered. Local unions protested, fearing job losses, and some communities viewed the POWs with suspicion. Yet, stories of fraternization emerged, POWs sharing meals with families, even forming friendships. Transitioning to production, America's arsenal of democracy roared to life. Factories like Willow Run in Michigan, cut to fifth image, aerial view of the massive L-shaped factory, churned out B-24 Liberator bombers at a staggering rate, one every 63 minutes at peak. Shipyards built Victory ships, cut to second and fourth images, rows of ships in shipyards, one named Lincoln Victory, faster and sturdier than their Liberty predecessors, ferrying supplies across treacherous oceans. These efforts, bolstered by POW labor, were the backbone of victory. Imagine arriving in a foreign land, defeated and disoriented. For German POWs, captured in North Africa or Europe, the journey ended at ports like New York or Norfolk. From there, trains whisked them to camps under armed guard. One POW wrote home, "The barracks have electric lights and cots with quilts, better than our front lines." Daily life was regimented but humane. Reveille at dawn, roll call, then meals matching U.S. soldier rations, fresh milk, meat, even Thanksgiving turkey. Camps had canteens where POWs could buy snacks with their wages. Recreation was key, soccer fields, theaters, and libraries stocked with books. In some camps, POWs formed orchestras or bands, cut to sixth image, men in shorts playing brass instruments under a pavilion. This photo shows a POW band rehearsing, instruments likely scavenged or donated. Music wasn't just entertainment, it boosted morale and, per the Geneva Convention, was encouraged. But not all was idyllic. Hardcore Nazis were segregated into segregation camps to prevent intimidation. Incidents occurred, escapes, like the famous Papago Park Tunnel in Arizona, where 25 Germans fled in 1944, only to be recaptured in the desert. Japanese POWs, fewer in number, about 3,915, faced cultural shock. Indoctrinated against surrender, many cooperated once treated well, providing intelligence. This image, cut to 8th image, group of men in uniform smiling around a stove outside barracks, depicts POWs gathered around a makeshift stove, perhaps brewing coffee or sharing stories. It's a glimpse of camaraderie amid captivity, men from different nations, bonded by circumstance. Italian POWs, often captured early, were seen as less threatening. Many volunteered for Italian service units, receiving better pay and housing for non-combat work. Overall, death rates were low, about 860 Germans buried in U.S. cemeteries today, mostly from illness or accidents. With farms desperate for hands, POWs became America's secret agricultural army. By 1944, they provided millions of man-hours, harvesting cotton in Texas, potatoes in Maine, and wheat in the Midwest. Farmers paid the government prevailing wages, 40 to 50 cents an hour, and POWs kept most of it for canteen purchases. This photo, cut to 7th image, men operating a combine harvester in a field, captures German POWs on a combine, a common sight. In Iowa alone, over 25,000 POWs worked farms, shocking locals at first but earning respect. One farmer said, "They worked slow but steady, no complaints." In Wyoming, POWs at Camp Du Bois baked Christmas cakes and posed for photos, blending into rural life. Rules were strict, no military work, no fraternization, though it happened. Some POWs married American women post-war. Guards accompanied groups, but escapes were rare. Where would they go? In Nebraska, POWs hitchhiked back if left behind. This labor saved crops. Without it, South Texas cotton would have been lost in 1943. By war's end, POWs earned the U.S. $80 million in savings. But challenges arose. Unions opposed them, and some POWs resisted quotas, facing bread and water punishment. Yet, many appreciated the work, gaining weight and skills. As one German recalled, "We harvested America's bounty while our homeland starved." Treatment varied by nationality. Germans, often from the Afrika Korps, were housed comfortably, bungalows for officers in Mississippi camps. Japanese, rarer, faced interrogations but good food. Italians enjoyed relative freedom in service units. Daily routines mirrored military life. German NCOs enforced discipline. Education programs taught democracy, with 25,000 graduating post-VE Day. POWs read banned books, watched anti-Nazi films, and published newspapers like Der Ruf. Recreation softened captivity, bands played marches, reference 6th image again, sports teams competed, art classes flourished. This stove gathering, 8th image, shows informal moments, POWs cooking, chatting, humanizing their experience. Controversies. Black guards noted POWs accessing segregated facilities denied to them. Some POWs viewed films of liberated concentration camps, burning uniforms in shock. Re-education had mixed success, but fair treatment converted many to democracy. Shifting to industry, Victory ships were America's upgrade from Liberty ships. Built in 7 yards, 531 were completed by 1946. Faster, 15 to 17 knots, with turbine engines, they evaded U-boats and carried cargo/troops. This photo, 2nd image, ships in shipyard, Lincoln Victory, visible, shows rows at Kaiser Yards in California. Another, 4th image, row of ships, highlights mass production, 747 vessels from Richmond alone. POWs indirectly supported by freeing labor, though not directly involved. Armed with guns, they ferried supplies, later repatriating troops in Operation Magic Carpet. 3 museum ships remain, SS American Victory, SS Lane Victory, SS Red Oak Victory. Ford's Willow Run was the pinnacle of mass production. This aerial view, 5th image, L-shaped factory, shows its mile-long line, producing 8,685 B-24s, half of all built. Construction started in 1941, employing 42,000, including Rosie the Riveters. Peak, 1 bomber hourly. No direct POW link, but it symbolized the home front's industrial might, supported by POW farm labor ensuring food supplies. As the war ended, POWs were repatriated by 1946, some delaying to avoid Soviet zones. Many returned changed, rejecting Nazism. In America, camps became parks or farms, their stories fading. These photos, montage of all images, remind us, war's captives became unlikely allies in victory. From fields to factories, the home front triumphed through ingenuity and humanity. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more hidden histories.